everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. So for today, we'll be learning how to make the trendy cow kaftan. And these are the fabric I'll be using to make it. Each of them is 1.5 yard of material. This is 1.5, this is 1.5, and together they are 3 yards. Please, if you should get to hear any noise like from car, machine, or people talking, please pardon me. My place is by the roadside, so that's the reason for the noise. So as I was saying, this is the fabric I'm going to use it. Both of them are 3 yards, 1.5, 1.5. Also, there are different methods you can actually use to cut this cow kaftan. There are different methods. There is one of the bias method, and there's one of the normal folding of the cow kaftan. But what I'm going to do today is the normal folding, because if I'm to do that of bias method, this fabric will not be enough. If I'm to use the bias method, that means I will need 2 yards each of this, because I actually want my, depending on the length you want, I actually want my length to be long. So if I should cut it using the bias method, it will not be the length will not be enough for me. So that is that. But if you want a shorter length, you can go ahead and do it. So that's that. And then the material I'm using is actually a chiffon material. A chiffon material. See it? So what I'm going to do is just to take the measurement. You know, this material is by 60. Is by 60. So for the length, I'll take note of the length, because my length is going to be 60. That's including the seam allowance. It should be this side. I'm trying to take note of the 60" for length. So this will be my length. That's from here to here is 60. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it. Remember, wrong side facing the wrong, right side facing the right side. So this is 60". So I'll go ahead and sew it. I'll go ahead and sew it here. I'll just sew it, join them together. Then I'll come and show you. Let me go to the sewing machine and do that. So as you can see, I finished joining it. You can see it. I finished joining it. So that is it. And I want the and I want the red fabric to be by my left hand side. So the red fabric is going to be on top, while this one is going to be down. So I want it to be by my left hand. That's by the left hand side. So that's how I'm going to do it. And here would be for the back neck, and here would be for the front neck. So that's it. Remember that this is where the length is 60 inches. 60 inches. So what I'm going to do next is to arrange the bottom. Make sure if you have to use pin to pin it down, please use pin to pin it down. I'm trying to arrange it. So what I'm going to do is to divide my hip by 2 plus 4 inches. You can decide to add 6 inches, depending on how free you want it to be. So my hip is 42. 42 divided by 2 is going to give me 21. 21 plus 4 is going to give me 25. So I'm marking 25 here. This is 25. I hope you can see it. So this is 25. So after marking the 25, what I'm going to do is let me draw it back. Remember that I said I'm using 1.5" for the both, as each of the fabric is 1.5". So together they are 3 inches. So what I have here is a total of 1.5", which is a total of 54 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'll arrange here. You can see I use pin to pin it. where it is now, here, I'm going to draw a straight line to connect to that 25 inch I mark at the down part. So I'm going to draw a straight line to connect it. So as you can see, I've gone ahead to draw the line. I use the pin to hold it down so that it does not shift. So you can see that I've drawn the line. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and cut. But before I cut, I want to slant the down part. You know the down part has a little bit of curve. So that's what I want to do right now. So after drawing the slant line, so what I'm going to do is to, this is the down part and it has a curve. So I'm going to take the midpoint of this. Remember I marked 25 inches, and how I got that 25 inches is I said my hip, which is 42 divided by 2 is 21 plus 4 is 25. You can decide to add 6 depending on how free you want the down part to be. For me, I just divided my hip by 2 plus 4 inches, which gave me 25. So the half of 25 is 12.5. 12.5. This is 12.5. I'm going to mark it. And then here, depending on how high you want your slant to be, how high you want your slant to be. I don't want it to be much. So I'll just make do with 15. 15, no, 18 will be high. I'll make use of 15. 15. So this is where my 15 is. 15. And then from here, I'm just going to, curve it. Let's start here. So that's it. That's the curve. So I can still, shaping it a little bit. Let me shaping it a little bit. I think like this is okay. Like this is okay. Like this is okay. So I'll go ahead and cut it. I'll go ahead and cut it. Remember that I said that I want the red fabric to be on the left hand side. So it's going to be on the front, on top of this. And then the back neckline is going to be here. And then the front neckline is going to be here. But if you want the red fabric to be at the right hand side, you know how to maneuver it now. You just interchange it. So that is it. So what I'm going to do next is to go ahead and cut, and then cut that slant that I marked. This is going to be the front. That's the front. The front neckline will be here. So I'm going to use let me see. I think I'm going to use 7. I'm going to use 7. 7. So this way I'll start sewing. It's just for me to take notes. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go ahead and start here now. I'll just start sewing it. I'll just start sewing it down. And it's going to stop at this side where I have my 15, where I marked 15 here. Here, it's going to stop here. So let me go to the sewing machine and do that. So I finished sewing it. I finished sewing it, so I can go ahead and remove the pin. So what I'm going to do next is to just open it up. So I'm going to open it up to cut my neckline and then the sleeve. So I'm going to do it. Here is going to be my back sleeve, my back for the back neckline here. So let me just open it up first. You make sure that they are equal. Make sure that they are equal. You arrange it properly. So I went ahead to open it up. I also used office pin to, hold it in place. Make sure that everything aligns. If not, you're not going to have a perfect look. One side will be more compared to the other. So make sure that you always align it. So that's it. So you can see this is the down part of our fabric. You can see the opening. You can see the opening the way it is. So that's that. Then when we move to the upper side of the fabric, you notice that this and this are no longer equal. You can see this and this are no longer equal. This is because when we, like, after sewing, that slant place we drew. So when we open it up to fold it like this, that slant place will be longer than the other part. That's the slant one that we ruled earlier will be longer than the normal straight part. So that's it. So what I'm going to do is to just to trim it off. Then I'll go ahead and cut my neckline. Like I said, there are different methods to do this. There are different methods to do this. The bias method, the normal folding method, the way we normally fold our kaftan. But this is, I'm using 3 yard, and it's 1.5 each. So I decide to use this method. So what I'm going to do is to trim off here so that it's going to be equal. I'm going to trim it off so that it's going to be equal. So let me cut out this part. Remember that this is the front part, this is the front panel, and this is the back panel. Take notes. So the next thing for me to do is to cut the neckline. Remember I said the one I cut out is the front panel. So this one here is going to be the back panel. So I'm trying to, where's the pin? Okay, I want to take out the pin. This is the back, so let me cut that of the back. I can even cut it the same time, but let me just cut it differently. So like I said, for the back neckline, I'm going to do 3 by 2. 3 by 2. The weight is going to be 3, and then the depth is going to be 2. So this is it, 3 and 2. And then for the front, I'm going to do it 3 by 7. 3 by 7. That's the width is going to be 3 and the depth is going to be 7. 3 by 7. I'm going to do it a V-neck, a V-neck. So I'll just connect it this way. So I'll just go ahead and cut. So that's it. I'll go ahead and open it up. Let me take out the pins. So that's it. Let me pin them together. So for the sleeve, I'll just go ahead and mark 7 inches. 7 inches here. So I'm going to use half inch to sew it. I'm going to use half inch to sew it. Then when I get here, I'll now just fold it, fold this like this. So here is going to be, this where my hand is going to, come out from. Then if I wear it, here will now drape. So that's just simple logic. So I mark 7 inch here. I also go ahead, do something here. Mark 7 inch here. 7 inch. So that's it. So I'll go ahead and sew here, sew here. Then for the neck, you can either use bias to, fold the neck, or you can go ahead and use interface for it. So that's that. So let me go to the sewing machine and do that. And then I'm going to hem here. I'm going to hem here. I will use I don't want to use like a red thread on this. So I'm going to use the thread for this to sew this side, and then the red thread to sew this side. So that's how I'm going to do it. So now I'm going to the sewing machine and do that. So as you can see, I'm done with the sewing. I've joined every, and this is the neckline. I use an interface for it. I use an interface for it. You can see how it is. So remember I told you that you can actually use an interface, or you can use your bias. And then for the edge of the interface, I weaved it. You can see this, I weaved it. So that is just it. For the neckline, it's just for you to place the neckline, then cut out the shape, and then use it for your interface. That's just it. And then for the sleeve, I also hemmed the edge of the sleeve, and then I folded it once and sew. So this is how it is. But inside here, I weaved it. I weaved it. Also, for this other sleeve, this is it. I'm yet, I weaved it. I'm yet to fold and sew. I'm going to use the thread of this to sew it. Here, I use a red thread so that it's going to match. So that's it. So I will use the thread, the color of this to just sew it. So that's what I'm going to do here. Then here is the down part. You can see it. I also hemmed the down part. You can see it. Then I go ahead and fold it once and then sew. For that of the red, I've done that. You can see it. I folded it and then sew. So that's just that. So after that, I'm going to give it a very good press, and then I'm good to go. So I hope you learned something from this video. If you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, and share with your friends. So I come your way next time with another interesting tutorial. Do have a lovely, lovely day. Bye bye.